What's up? Welcome back. Today we're talking to reels. We're going to go over the 4 biggest names, in my opinion, and see which one makes the best bait cast reel. We're going to talk about Abu Garcia, got Daiwa, of course, Shimano, and Luz as well. So we'll talk about those now. Thanks everyone for watching. Please like and subscribe. Really appreciate all the new subscribers. If you've been here for a while, thank you. And if you're new, welcome. So let's jump into this talking about reels. And this idea came from a recent video where I talked about a lot of different Shimano reels, baitcast reels specifically, that I own. I kind of walked through what I liked about different ones, what I use them for, that sort of thing. And I had a comment on there that said, hey, you know what you should do before Black Friday? Talk about the 4 major brands of reels or just the best reels in general. So I'm going to try to do that now. Now, I've done a video similar to this years and years ago. I mean, I did one on spinning reels. Who makes the best spinning reel? Has tons of views. It's probably my best video ever. So people obviously want to know about these different brands of reels. Like I said, I'll do my best. I do use all of these reels, all these brands of reels. I have a hodgepodge of stuff. You know, it's just what I do. I have all kinds of different brands. I really like Shimano. It's probably my favorite, but I still really appreciate these other brands as well. So let's talk about 4 different ones, and they're not perfectly in the same category, so that's one kind of caveat to what I'm going to talk about. As far as price, they're not the same, but we'll talk about some benefits of each one, what I like about them, and try to inform you if you're looking for a new reel for yourself or as a gift for someone. So we'll start with Daiwa. You know, admittedly, I don't have a lot of Daiwa. You know, I really don't have anything against them. I have some spinning reels. I have a couple bait casters that are older. And then the current one that I use a lot is the Tatula Elite. This is a $250 reel. It's really a workhorse reel. Now, I know some Daiwa fans on here are going to say, hey, you're not talking about the Zillion, or you're not talking about all these other reels that are a lot better than this one. But this is really a workhorse. Like I said, it's 250 bucks. I use this as my chatterbait reel, and I throw a chatterbait a lot. You know, I actually have a couple different rods for chatterbaits. I got this on a Tatula Elite chatterbait rod, the Brent Ayler 7.4. The fiberglass one. I have that rigged up with a chatterbait year round. And I've been fishing this for couple years, and it is still very, very, very durable and reliable. The one downside is this, is if you're fishing when it's really cold, it doesn't seem to like it. I don't know what the deal is. Maybe it's just this reel, whatever the case, but that's just kind of a once in a while thing. And I'm talking when it's in the 30s, so probably should be throwing something beside a chatterbait a lot of times. But yeah, I really no other complaints about it. It's a workhorse. I haven't done a single thing to this as far as cleaning it. It is just a workhorse. So I kind of compare this Tatula series to Shimano's Corrado line, which again are workhorse reels. They're not cheap, but they're not the high-end stuff. They're just something you could just beat up and just fish all different techniques. So really like that reel, that Tatula Elite, 250 bucks. Come in a bunch of different gear ratios, and I like it. It's, you know, they have the pitch and flip. They have a bunch of different versions of Tatula. They have smaller sizes, bigger sizes, all, you know, 70 up to 300, I believe. So there's something for everybody in that Tatula lineup. So no complaints with that. Besides, it just doesn't like the cold, and it could just be this particular reel. I don't know. Next up, we got the Abu Garcia, and like Shimano and all these other ones, I have used all the different generations. I have stuff from, you know, years and years ago. I think I have every generation, or at some point had every generation of the Rebo. And this is the newest generation, and this is the STX. And I love this reel for frog fishing. This is my frog reel. After I've experimented with a lot of different reels, like chatterbaits, I have several frog rods, but this is my preferred one, my main frogging setup. And the reason I like this STX is look how big that handle is. It's just really comfortable when you're winching a fish out of grass. Speaking of comfort, they have also done a lot with the ergonomics of their reels. So you can see here, it's kind of a different design here. So it just fits in your palm perfectly. You can rest your thumb right there, but it just feels good in hand, and it feels really solid. And this STX also has 25 pounds of drag, which I know if you're not a bass guy, you're gonna say that's way overkill, but when you're winching in, you know, even a 3-pounder, but it's got tons of grass on it, you don't want your drag slipping. You want to be able to pull that fish in. And, you know, with 50-pound braid, again, non-bass guys are going to say that's overkill, but when you're pulling in 10, 20 pounds of grass and a fish as well, you want to get it in as quick as possible, so that heavy line and that 25-pound of drag helps. It also has centrifugal brakes, and this brake here, you know, just a magnetic. I had a full video review of this, but I really, really like this reel. I think this is the best generation of the Rebo. And again, I've used them all since the very first ones. I've tons of them. So I really think this is the best that they've done. They continue to get better. This is $250 as well. Okay, we're gonna talk about Lose. And Lose, I've kind of been, I wouldn't say a hater, but I've always just kind of questioned them because, you know, there's some reels that just didn't last that long in my opinion, or they lasted, but they just seemed like they started getting loud and noisy. You know, I've done a few different reels reviews in the past, but this new generation, this is the Hyper Mag. I think this is the best reel that they make. It's $350, so again, it's more expensive than, you know, those other reels that I showed you, but this reel is so light, casts effortlessly. This is a 5.2 ounce reel. This is a 7.5 to 1. It's got these kind of wind grip type handles, or they are wind grips, but these knobs on here. So they're really comfortable, but again, very light, casts great, casts light lures really well. So as far as Lose, I think this is the best one they make. And that's just my opinion, but they have something for everybody, from your, you know, your entry level stuff, you know, $50 or so, all the way up to, you know, more expensive than this even. They have something for everybody. And like Abu Garcia, I think they keep getting better and better and more refined, but really like this Hyper Mag. If you're gonna get one, this is the one. So we're gonna move on to Shimano, and then I'll give you kind of my closing thoughts and, you know, what I think overall, what the pluses and minuses are for each different brand to help you make a decision. So this is the Metanium. This is a $450 reel, so not even close to the same category as some of these. This is my favorite current reel besides the Bantam. I really like that as well, but I don't have one of the new generation of Bantam, so that's why I didn't include it. That's about a $360 reel. Again, not quite apples to apples compared to it, but this I think is the best current Shimano that they have. Though it's a smaller size, it's a 150 size, but it feels smaller just in your hand. So I like that for a lot of techniques. It's really refined with casting, does a great job of casting, like the Hyper Mag casts light lures really well. So I really like that. But if you want just kind of a workhorse reel, you can't go wrong with the Corrados. They're, you know, around $200 or so, depending on which model you get. If you get into the MGL or the K or anything like that, that is a workhorse that has lasted and performed. So that's just kind of a couple reels that I have right here, one from each of the major brands, and I'll kind of run you through what I like about each one. So we'll talk about Shimano. They just feel refined. Obviously, like I said, I'm kind of partial to Shimano, so I'm gonna say that obviously, but I really like them. I like the durability of them. Hardly have ever had any issues with any Shimano reels, and this is going back 20 years. You know, I've sent them in to clean, things like that, but you just don't break them. They're very sturdy. Even those old reels that I have, you know, old green Corrados and the white Chronarchs and things like that, they still work great. They last. And that's what I really like about Shimano. They're refined and the durability. Daiwa, again, you know, I'm kind of limited. I don't have every single model that they have, but I've been really impressed with the quality and the durability of these as well. The Tatula, you can't beat anything with that Tatula name. It's a really good looking reel, and it casts really well, and it takes the abuse. So really like that. I do need to get some higher end Daiwa stuff to really compare to what I use from other brands. So that is a mission for me for the next year. So I have more to talk about besides just the Tatula. Abu Garcia, the best thing I could say is they have really stepped up their game, and I really like this new generation of the Rebo. You know, this, if I was gonna get one, it'd be this one. Now they have the Xenon, which is a higher end than the Rebo. You know, they have a lot of different versions of the Rebo, but this STX is really hard to beat, especially for heavy duty. It is a beefy reel with the big knobs to match. Now Lose, they've also grown on me too, and this Hyper Mag is a great reel. It casts really well, really super light, just feels like a higher end reel. That's something that I think Lose was lacking in the past. You know, I've used a lot of different ones, and that's another thing I'm kind of critical of is their names are crazy, like the Team Lose, you know, they all sound the same if you're looking at it. Custom Light, Custom Pro, I mean, it's really kind of hard to differentiate, but all those reels were solid, they cast great. Durability was kind of in question, but this is a much more refined reel. It feels great. I think it more aligns with a higher end reel, which is great, something that Lose needed, but Lose really does have something for everybody. So just to kind of wrap it up, all the different brands make good reels. These 4 brands make really good quality reels. They all have different price points for everybody. They all have their pluses and minuses. A lot of it comes down to personal preference, but these 4 reels are solid. I use them a lot. I abuse them, and they all work. So if you're looking for one and you're a fan of one of these brands, these are very good models from these different brands. The Tatula Elite, the Hyper Mag, the Rebo STX, and the Shimano Metanium or the Corrado. So let me know what's your favorite brand of reel. I'm always curious to read those comments, and I try to reply to everyone that I get. So thanks for watching. We'll do more videos like this and hopefully some more higher end Daiwa stuff in the near future. Thanks for watching.